The war in Ukraine was growing more intense by the day. On the battlefield, Ukrainian soldiers were feeling the weight of the relentless Russian attacks, and their situation was becoming increasingly desperate. As the leader of Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelenskyj knew that something had to be done quickly to turn the tide in their favor. Stationed at a remote American airbase in Germany, Zelenskyj could feel the urgency in the air. He knew that if he didn't secure more military aid from Ukraine's Western allies, the situation back home could worsen. So, he gathered his courage and addressed the powerful generals of NATO and the Pentagon. He pleaded with them to send more F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. These jets, he believed, were the key to defending against the Russian drones and missiles that were wreaking havoc on his country. But Zelenskyj's request wasn't just about getting more jets, it was a call for a more aggressive military approach. He didn't talk about peace talks or negotiations. He was focused solely on the fight, determined to push back the Russian forces. On August 26th, a dark cloud settled over Ukraine's Air Force. Lieutenant Colonel Oleshchuk, one of Ukraine's most skilled and respected pilots, took to the skies in an F-16 fighter jet. Oleshchuk was a master in the cockpit, fluent in English, and capable of flying the American-made jet with unmatched precision. But that day, during a massive Russian missile assault, tragedy struck. The jet went down, and Ukraine lost not only a valuable aircraft but also one of its best pilots. At first, the Ukrainian government claimed that the crash was due to pilot error. However, this explanation didn't sit well with military experts around the world. They began to question what really happened, suspecting that there might be more to the story. The mystery deepened when Ukrainian parliament member Mariana Bzoza made a shocking claim. The F-16 had been shot down by friendly fire from an American Patriot air defense system stationed in Odessa. She accused Ukrainian military leaders of covering up the truth and engaging in propaganda instead of focusing on fighting the enemy. This revelation sent shockwaves through Ukraine and raised even more questions about what had happened to the F-16. But not everyone believed Bzoza's story. Many global military experts argued that the Patriot system was too advanced to make such a mistake. They pointed out that the system had a friend or foe identification feature that should have prevented it from targeting the F-16. As the Ukrainian General Staff and NATO remained tight-lipped, refusing to release flight recorder data or photos from the crash site, rumors began to swirl. Some speculated that the jet had been taken down by a Russian missile instead. As days passed, the plot thickened. Turkish intelligence officials and various Russian sources claimed that the F-16 had indeed been shot down by a Russian Su-57 fighter jet. They said the jet had fired an R-37M missile from the skies over Crimea, a region controlled by Russia, and that the missile had exploded near the F-16, causing it to crash. Even the Wall Street Journal, citing Pentagon sources, suggested that an air-to-air missile might have been responsible for the jet's destruction. Further investigations by Russian telegram channels added more details. They claimed that the Su-57 had been tracking the F-16 closely as it flew through Ukrainian airspace. At just the right moment, the Su-57 launched its missile, severely damaging the F-16 and forcing the pilot to try to maneuver at a low altitude, ultimately leading to the jet's downfall. But the tragedy didn't end there. On that same fateful day, Ukraine lost a second F-16. This time, it was destroyed by a Russian missile strike on the Starokostiantyniv military airfield, a place that was supposed to be heavily defended by Ukrainian air defense systems. The loss of this second jet was a crushing blow to Ukraine's military and a devastating hit to their morale. This incident proved to be the final straw for Lieutenant General Nikolai Oleshchuk, who was responsible for securing Ukraine's military airfields. The loss of 2 F-16s in a single day was seen as a significant failure, and Oleshchuk was dismissed from his position. The political consequences of these events were severe. Although President Zelenskyj reportedly didn't want to fire Lieutenant General Oleshchuk, The pressure from Ukraine's Western allies left him with no choice. To maintain their support and show that he was taking responsibility, Zelenskyj replaced Oleshchuk with General Anatoly Konosko as the new commander of the Ukrainian Air Force. The loss of 2 F-16s in such a short period had far-reaching implications. Not only did it weaken Ukraine's air capabilities, but it also strained relations with the Western allies who were crucial to Ukraine's fight against Russian aggression. The story ended with a sense of uncertainty as Ukraine's struggle continued, and the world watched to see what would happen next. Now I tell you summary of the story. Amid escalating battlefield pressures, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyj urgently appealed for increased military support from Western allies, emphasizing the need for more F-16 fighter jets. In a speech at an American airbase in Germany, Zelenskyj stressed the importance of these jets in countering Russian aerial attacks, while notably avoiding any discussion of diplomatic solutions. The article highlights two critical incidents on August 26, when Ukraine lost 2 F-16 jets. The first jet, piloted by Lieutenant Colonel Alexei, was initially reported to have crashed due to pilot error, but this explanation was soon questioned by experts. Controversy deepened when Ukrainian MP Mariana Bzoza suggested the jet was downed by friendly fire from an American Patriot system, a claim met with skepticism. Subsequent reports from Turkish and Russian sources suggested that the F-16 was actually shot down by a Russian Su-57 fighter jet using an R-37M missile. The same day, a second F-16 was destroyed by a Russian missile strike on Ukrainian airfield, leading to the dismissal of Ukrainian Air Force Commander Lieutenant General Nikolai Oleshchuk. These losses dealt a significant blow to Ukraine's military capabilities and strained relations with its Western allies. In response to the pressure from Western supporters, Zelenskyj replaced Oleshchuk with General Anatoly Konosko to maintain confidence and accountability. The article underscores the broader implications of these events on Ukraine's ongoing resistance against Russian aggression.